Hello, glad you could join us for Otto's Mom Talks Marvel. Really excited to talk to you today.
What are you
Hi,
doing?
Otto. Oh, well, I really love Marvel comics too, so I thought I could maybe take over the channel and talk about some of my favorite comics.
I don't know about that. Maybe, I guess you could join me for this episode. I think I kind of want to do the videos on my channel though.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, can I stick around for today?
Sure.
Okay,
you
great.
can stick around for this video.
Okay.
Can I have my chair back though?
Sure.
Here, I've
Yeah.
got an extra one.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
All right.
Great.
Well, I guess since my
Hi.
mom is here, we can talk about Marvel Adventures. That was really the first thing that got both of us into comics. When I was
so good.
Yeah.
So you got these out of the library when you were like 4 years old.
Yeah, so we just have a couple of these that we bought, but we would always get these from the library. This is just the Avengers series that they had. And yeah, when I was really little, you would read them to me.
And it turned out they made a lot of these.
Yeah, we just want to talk about how great the Avengers series is and just the whole franchise. It was like they had a Spider-Man series.
They had like a short series in Marvel Adventures Superheroes, I think it was called, that was like, it was a team up between Iron Man, Hulk, and Spider-Man. That was excellent.
They had that for like the first few issues, but it was really like a spotlight on different characters, and then those same characters would be like members of the Avengers. Like,
and these date back to like, these Avengers ones that we have are from like 2008.
So yeah, the series had to pick up its stride a little bit, but definitely the collections are really good.
This one's actually like my favorite one, at least that we have. And one thing I think is really interesting is that this was back in 2008, and Wolverine, Storm, and Spider-Man were all in the Avengers.
Yeah, so something kind of cool is that all three of those characters actually ended up being Avengers later on. Maybe it was inspired by this, but like, this is the first time that X-Men were ever on the Avengers, the first time Spider-Man was ever on the Avengers, but obviously this kind of went under the radar. Brian Michael Bendis' run of Avengers had Wolverine on the Avengers. Storm has been a member, but I think on a different team, and Spider-Man, so maybe he got inspiration from this.
One thing I love about this series is it's really, really funny. Like, I remember back when you were 4 years old, I was reading them to you because you didn't know how to read yet, and we would sit there together and I would like point to the speech bubbles and read them. But I remember as an adult thinking that they were really smart and funny, and I recently reread them and they still stood the test of time. Yeah, I'd love to talk about a few of the individual issues in here, actually.
For sure, yeah.
So one issue in here that I loved is there's this really like obscure, like one-off villain named Hatemonger who makes all the Avengers, he has some device that makes all the Avengers hate each other and get really upset with each other and fight each other, and they're all being really, really mean to each other. And then at the end, he reveals that it worked on all of them except for Wolverine because his healing factor kept warding it off. But guess what? Wolverine was a total jerk the whole time.
Just a jerk.
Yeah, so that was hilarious. And then another one I loved was another villain has a device that mixes up their brains, like puts their consciousnesses or whatever into each other's bodies, and there's just some really funny ways that they interact because of that.
Yeah. Like some of the time you can't even tell in that issue like which one is which, but it's kind of still funny.
It's really funny. And my favorite page in that one, if I could find it. Okay, so for example, here is Ant-Man is in Spider-Man's body, and he goes up to this little anthill and is like saying, "Hey friends, I could use some help. How about I put a few hundred of you on the wrecker's shoulder?" It's just so funny, and then like they haven't figured it out yet, so someone else is like, "Spidey, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
Okay, and then just near to my heart, there's this whole issue that takes place at a county fair, and by a mishap with Pym particles, a bunch of the Avengers become really small. Okay, and they get chased by like a runaway pig, and then while Spider-Man's small, he makes like a web above the pig that says, "This pig is really hard to catch," and everyone is all excited about the pig, and Spidey's complaining, "Why does everyone think the pig is so great instead of the spider who wrote the message?" And if you know this book, which is one of my favorite children's books.
Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web. That's just like a direct lift right out of Charlotte's Web, and so I loved that tribute was in an issue of the Avengers. That was really cool.
Yeah, unfortunately this ended after like a 2011 or something, but eventually Marvel Adventures kind of dwindled down, and then they tried to do some other stuff. Like if you guys knew about, I guess, the Disney shows for like animated Avengers and Spider-Man and stuff, they did like these comic relaunch of episodes issues. Some of the issues would actually have like art in them, but some of them would just be still frames.
Like from the show.
From the show.
You
Maybe
can
like
tell.
the same story.
Yeah.
Adapted by good writers and stuff, and it was still pretty entertaining, but just not as good quality, I guess.
There was that one thing that was pretty special.
There was like one issue that the Hulk was in, so then they asked fans to like send in their Hulk pictures or something of them as the Hulk. So then issue 17, I got my picture in it. But yeah, it was issue 17, so pretty far into the series. Here is 6-year-old Otto.
It was a contest to like show your best like Hulk face. There's never been a prouder, more excited day in this house than when that because you found out that you got in.
Yeah.
When it arrived, you subscribed to these and they came in the mail. You should definitely do, by the way, an episode on the mini Hulks at some point.
Yeah.
Because you were really into them too.
I made like these mini Hulk comics that. I mean, terrible drawings. You could barely make out what was being said.
And you gotta do a mini Hulks episode sometime.
Yeah. But, yeah, they also had like an Avengers one that they did the same thing with. It's never been as good as Marvel Adventures.
True, those were
it's
really...
a special place for sure. But, nothing has been quite as good. Alright, well, thank you for watching, everybody. We hope you enjoyed, and definitely make sure to go check out Marvel Adventures. On Marvel Unlimited, they have everything, all the different series. But before you do that, you should make sure to check if your local comic shop has it. So you can just give them a call. And yeah, definitely support your local business if you can. But yeah, thank you for watching.
Thank you.